What's up, guys, and welcome back to my garage. If you're enjoying this series, make sure you leave a like on the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. In the last episode, we did a couple of quick rust repairs for some extra money, and then we finally got started on the turbo diesel wolf wagon project. Again, this is going to sort of be our resident tow rig here around the shop, and it will probably remain a beater for the foreseeable future. But as you guys would have seen in that previous episode, we did slap a Toogii on it and put a bunch of other bits on it to hopefully make it run, and it still doesn't, which is surprising because as far as I know, like, it's all there. So the game plan for today is we just need to kind of get this engine out of here, and we'll go through it a little bit, see if we can actually get the thing to run under its own power today. But before we get to that, we do need to sleep, and then we need to jet across the street really quick to get some food and some water. Now that we've got our body fueled up and ready to rock here, I know that we don't need to remove the engine from the engine bay in order to, like, inspect the bottom end and stuff, but I just prefer it. You know, what good would this engine stand be if we didn't actually put it to use, right? So what we're going to do here real quick is just lean on in the engine bay and loosen up all the fittings that we need to loosen, engine mounts, disconnect the transmission, all that good stuff. Okay, well, I was able to remove the transmission fairly easily, thankfully, but I did just discover our second issue, or the second thing that's going to prevent us from actually driving this vehicle around. So not only do we not have a running engine just yet, we're going to fix that today, hopefully, but then we don't have anything back here that's actually going to rotate the rear wheels. We're missing the differential, we're missing the axles, the rear axles for the vehicle, so after the transmission, the only thing was the drive shaft, which, again, isn't connected to anything, so it's not really going to do us a lot of good. So before we continue ripping the heart out of the beast, I'm going to make my way back into here so we can check out the catalog, and I just want to see how much a rear differential costs, maybe get an idea for what the rear axles would cost. We would be looking at about $483 just for the differential, and then a little over $100 for the two rear axles, which isn't ideal. You know, that's quite a bit more money than I was expecting on spending, and there are probably some other supporting things in the rear end that I'm just not really thinking about, but I don't think I'm going to buy that from the catalog. Instead, I'm actually going to make my way back out to the junkyard, and we're going to see if we can't salvage something from here. Oh, immediately, dude, I see one differential right here. Okay, that's for the Lad Coupe and NIV. We've got another, though, for the Wolf, but it's a locked diff. Do we really want a welded diff on a tow rig? It's the 3.2. I believe the factory was 3.8, and they also had like 4.6, maybe? Can't really remember off the top of my head. But here we have another Wolf wagon that could potentially still have a diff in it. I did bring my jack just in case we need to jack up the vehicle, and it looks like we do. It's missing the drive shaft, but it does look like we have a differential back there, so that's good. It's a little rusty, but I don't necessarily care about it being in mint condition. So let's just try to drop these two bolts. Oh, and then, does it have both? It's got both axles, dude. This is perfect. Okay, I'm gonna remove both of the wheels from the rear, and actually, we might scoop these wheels up too, because we have, I don't remember, Chad or Bart wheels in the rear. They're a little bit bigger, so I'm half tempted to scoop these up as well. I mean, we're gonna have to bring the El Camino back down here. It is what it is, just so we can pick up these larger items. But I think that's the plan. I'm using these wheels now sort of as a safety feature in case this jack ends up failing and it all comes crashing down on us. I'm just trying to get a good angle. Here we go, to be able to remove these two axles. Dang it, dude, it's another welded. Oh, this is a 3.8 though. Wasn't this one? I swear this one was a 3.2, and it's actually in better condition. But both welded differentials. Okay, there is another Wolf wagon. Maybe I just take the jack over there. We'll see if it's any better. Oh yeah, seems like it's in way better condition than the other one. So I just need to disconnect the drive shaft right there. We could probably take the half shafts, as they're called, out with the, yeah, perfect. Just all as one complete assembly. And we can pull this off to the side. Axles on this one don't look as great. I think we had one bad one on the other Wolf over there. What is this? Ooh, perfect. Perfect, dude. This is the one. Okay, so we've got our 3/8 differential now for only 149 bucks. That ain't bad. And then one axle's gonna be 13. The other, this is the most expensive of the three that we have. One was for $0, the other $1. So I'm gonna go with this one in the hopes that it'll last longer, maybe, but that should be all that we really need from here for right now. What block is that? Oh, it's a V8. It's the 5.6 V8. From the side profile, it kind of looked like our diesel engine. But as I said, that should be all that we need from here. So I will try to... Hang on.
If you steal anything, I will find you.
I believe that. 100%. I know you would hunt us down. I am going to see, though, really quick, just what all we could actually fit in our backpack, if anything. Oh, I need to drop the jack off, too. Survey says axles are good. Okay, was kind of hoping for that. And the differential actually fits as well. Dude, that's great. That means we don't have to bring the El Camino down here. So let's take a taxi back to the garage, and we can get that installed. The next thing I'm noticing that we're missing is this sort of like soft brake lines that connect the caliper to like the hard brake lines, you know what I'm saying? So I'm actually going to head back to the junkyard. I'm pretty sure one of those other Wolves actually had those, and we'll just scoop them up. Okay, upon further inspection, that actually looks like it's in terrible condition, and it only has one on one side of the vehicle. I'm pretty sure those are fairly universal, and honestly, I might just buy them from the catalog because they're probably pretty inexpensive. But I just remembered that I forgot our wheels here, and I'm actually not going to bring them back because I really don't want to bring the El Camino down just to transport them. I know for a fact they won't fit in the bag, so it is what it is. However, we do actually need one of these hubs. Okay, perfect. It's not specific to, you know, either side. It's just for the rear. I'm pretty sure on our driver's side rear, that hub is either missing or very badly damaged. So I'm going to drop the wrench, purchase that for just 10 bones, and our wrench is like on our head right now. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but it's fine. Out with the old, in with the new. Super, super simple. So next task is I want to get all of these things added into our bag, and I'm just going to make my way down on foot to the pawn shop guy, good old Scapegoat, and we're just going to sell a couple of things, make a couple of extra bucks, and then we'll get right back to work on the engine. I think the only thing left to unbolt is actually just the two engine mounts, and then we can get her chucked up onto the engine stand, get her disassembled, so we can finally figure out what the actual problem is. Like, what is preventing us from actually running this thing? Again, as far as I know, it's all there, it's just not in the best condition. Surprisingly, only 2 out of the 6 pistons were actually bad, so I just zipped both of those out of there. We're going to just make our way over into the store again, buy 2 brand spanking new ones, and we'll button it back up, top it up with oil, and hopefully that's enough to actually get it running. If not, we can put a little bit more love into it, I suppose. I'm not really sure how this happened, but prior to disassembling the bottom end, the oil was just very dark in color. It had plenty of oil, the level's actually identical, but it was just very dark and gross looking. Now after disassembling and reassembling and not topping up the oil whatsoever, it's just good all of the sudden. So I'm gonna hop on in here. Honestly, I really like not having doors because it's just one less thing to have to interact with. But hopefully, no transmission still. I'm just hoping that the thing actually turns over. Wait, it won't. It won't. And the reason why is directly in front of us right there on the counter. Kind of forgot to put the fuel line back in. So let me just take care of that really quick. Just the single bolts. All right, this time for sure, you guys. This time for sure. You ready? Here goes nothing. I was just about to say, okay, actually, here goes literally nothing, but it does finally start. And that's all I wanted. I don't need it to run well. It is probably a little bit too loud, so I think we'll maybe buy an exhaust, you know, quiet it down just a tad. But all we have to do now is just get the transmission reinstalled, get the drive shaft refitted up as well, and then we can finally take this thing out for its maiden voyage. I'm half tempted also to just remove all of the panels. Remove the hood, remove this door that's the only door on there apart from the rear door here. And maybe also just remove that. I want it to be as much of a beater as possible, but still drivable. That's kind of the whole plan with this vehicle. But anyways, transmission, drive shaft, and then we'll start worrying about maybe removing a couple of panels because weight reduction. I almost forgot to grab some ham, bro, dude. Gotta get that ham, bro, so we can get the cooling system completely refilled. Always grab a little bit of extra, that way we don't have to, you know, walk across the street every single time we need coolant. But I've already gone through one jug of it, so time to restock. While this radiator is definitely busted, definitely seen better days, it seems to be holding fluid just fine. So I'm gonna roll with it. We'll toss the cap on there and close up the hood. It's time to see if this thing will actually move under its own power. Also, I was looking at the wiper switch earlier thinking, you know, maybe I should get a new one of those. But then I realized we don't even have a windshield, nor do we have a wiper blade. We just have the arms, so not going to worry about that either. See if she'll turn over for us again. There we go. Very, very loud. Also forgot about the exhaust already. Oh my good God. Okay, it's not moving at all. And it's so insanely loud, dude. Let's just shut that right off. Only $138 for the exhaust, dude. That seems really cheap. And if it quiets this thing down, I'm sold. I would have paid any amount of money just to have it be a little bit quieter, because my God, my eardrums are actually completely blown out. So obviously vehicle running, but still not moving. And honestly, I don't really know why that would be the case. Like, we have the differential now, we have the rear axles, everything's bolted up, should be tight. Transmission also wasn't damaged. Wait a minute, it's auto though. Shouldn't it have like a torque converter instead of a clutch? I know it's a lot of money, okay? I know it's a lot of money, $426.65. But to be honest, I would rather have the manual transmission over the automatic one anyways. Let's get our new 5-speed then, bolted up, and maybe, fingers crossed, that's all we needed to do. Here we go. This time for sure, and I mean that. This time actually for sure. Okay, much quieter with the exhaust on as well. Reverse. Still nothing. Why though? Like, I don't understand why it's not moving. Unless I'm just really overlooking something. Well, the belt's not rotating. Should I just toss on a new crankshaft pulley? Could it really be that simple? No shot. New crankshaft pulley, 31 bucks. New belt as well, just about 20 bucks. And last but not least, a new fan, because it doesn't even have one of those right now. Okay, maybe this time, right? You never know. It could happen, potentially. Please work. Please work. Reverse. E-brake is down. How? How, dude? What am I missing? I think I should probably turn it off because the oil level is going down very, very rapidly. And again, I don't really know why that would be happening. Maybe we just need a new block, man. Maybe I just need to bite the bullet and purchase a new block. I really wanted the engine to stay as ratty looking as the body of this vehicle does, but unfortunately it just doesn't seem like we're going to be able to do that. Again, I still don't really know what the real problem is, why it won't actually move, but I'm assuming it's because the block is just completely torched. So I went ahead and stripped everything down to the bare block. We also don't necessarily need a new oil pan, I don't think, but just because we are going to be replacing all this other stuff, I'm gonna knock that out as well. Now this guy, there's actually a like higher horsepower variant of this, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy that one rather than the original. Apparently the camshaft was bad, which might be the reason why it didn't really want to turn over immediately. And then the valve cover, like the oil pan, we probably don't need to replace it, but I'm going to go ahead and just knock that out as well. So we've got a few things to purchase, and we can get her all thrown back together. And fingers crossed, once we do that, it'll actually be running and driving. Okay, this is going to get really expensive, though, if I end up going with the higher horsepower fuel pump. $276 just for the pump itself, and then I'm gonna go ahead and purchase 6 of these. We now only have 19 G's to work with, you guys. We are very, very quickly running low on money. I'm gonna buy an oil filter too. I didn't even take the oil filter housing apart to see what that one is actually looking like, but I'm just kind of guessing it's probably pretty bad. And I never did see the fuel filter, but I'm gonna purchase a new one of those. And then the block, $667 hairs. Wow, that actually hurts quite a bit. And then a new camshaft for $227, down to $18,000 now. A new cylinder head cover. Again, we probably don't need one, but I'm gonna get it just in case. And last but not least is the oil pan. I must have passed it. Here we go. 54 buckaroonies, and this should be all that we need to get this vehicle running correctly. I've made another discovery while I was disassembling or taking out the injectors from the cylinder head here. If I remember right, we replaced 2 of the injectors in the previous episode, which means these other 4 here, that must be what the injectors look like if they're like fouled out. So those being in there won't help us at all. I'm actually really glad that we ended up getting the upgraded ones. I'm going to throw these all in our backpack and we'll just dispose of them. I see it didn't have an oil filter at all, which might explain why we were kind of losing oil. But I'm just going to get that thrown back on there, get that nice and secured. So it's out of the way when we go to throw that housing back up on the block. If after all of this vehicle still doesn't move, it was running, keep in mind, it was definitely running, but if after all of this work, it still doesn't move, I'm actually just giving up on the entire project. I have had it, dude. But I'm sitting down, hopefully for the last time. We're gonna turn it over. Okay, it does turn over quite a bit faster than it did before. We'll rip the e-brake. Why you no move? Why you no move? Okay, this is a little concerning. I had the vehicle idling, it was running, and it just shut off. So I'm gonna try to turn it back over now. What is happening, dude? Why is this thing so cursed? You're joking. You're joking. The block again? No. The cylinder head this time. The only other thing that I can think of would be maybe fouled out glow plugs, potentially, because I didn't actually replace all of them, if I remember right. Only 3 out of the 6 have been replaced. So maybe they got bad enough to also ruin our cylinder head. I don't know, dude. I don't know. But like I said, I'm just giving up for today. So I think that is probably where we're going to wind things down at. But if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button. And I will see you in the next one where we hopefully, finally, get this thing moving under its own power. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.